Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to the first Stat Boy Sports Bar of 2021. It is January 6th, 2021, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Welcome. What are you drinking? Grab your drinks, grab your girls, grab everything except the kitchen sink and throw it out the window. I was the weirdest intro ever, but hey, who's counting? Who's caring? It's whatever. We've got lots to talk about, and I know you all want to get straight into what happened in Week 17, but you're gonna have to wait. It's a 2 drink minimum. Yeah. How you doing, Jeff? You okay today?
I'm doing good. Just trying to edit the darn banners for this show. That way we are ready to go today because we do have stuff to cover, and I do want to have it up there. And I also wanted to let everybody know that if you're watching on my YouTube, I greatly appreciate that, by the way. I am now finally able to have super chats.
Super chat, super
Apparently.
chat, super chat. What is a
So
super
if you would
chat?
like,
It's a nice way for you to donate to the channel. That way we can have cool stuff.
yeah, that. Um, I'd have a full spiel ready here or anything. So thank you for that.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't make a 2021 New Year's resolution to behave.
maybe you should have. Anyway,
I don't believe in New Year resolutions.
clearly,
I don't
that's
believe
okay.
them.
So yes,
Anyway,
so if you would like Mikey to um, address your comment, address your question, or whatever. We prefer you stay on topic as we do on the NerdQ channel, obviously. However, we also kind of go all over the place on this channel anyway. So if you like Mikey or myself to address your question, comments, complaint, concern, whatever, throw up a super chat. It doesn't have to be much, kids. Every little bit helps, folks.
it
So there you go.
it gets our attention. We say your name, we say thank you, and I will immediately stop what I'm doing and acknowledge you for about
Yes.
30 seconds, or who knows. If you put a big enough super chat up, you'll get a supersized Stat Boy rant, which I know a lot
Oh,
of you
geez.
people want. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So hello to all that's in the chat room and all that's watching. Jeff's got that on tap and all that. Let's get started. Let's get down into the NBA Week 2, or no, excuse me. Why am I wearing my LA Kings shirt with my Anaheim Ducks hat? Hey, because I do that all the time when I watch hockey. Because even though I am a Duck fan, I respect the Kings. They are a good team. I do respect them. I am not anti-King. I am anti-Shark, as in everybody in Southern California. They are anti to us. We're anti to them. Ain't that right?
You'd be surprised how many more Sharks fans there are in the Kings fandom than there are Ducks fans. I'm not gonna lie.
Good point. So, hockey starts next week. We were going to have the power rankings. It just didn't happen. So I've got a week to get those ready. And basically, I'm going to keep the same format. I put up a new format too for hockey as I will for basketball. There are the season openers, of course. I can quickly go over those. Of course, the North are all the Canada teams, and they start on January 13th. And then, of course, the newly created Western Division with the additions of the Minnesota Wild. They are in there, along with St. Louis. Most of them start on the 13th. The Central, which, of course, features the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. They all start on the 13th and 14th. And, of course, the East, which, of course, in this house. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. The Central has the Red Wings. I keep thinking, I had that discussion 2 weeks ago. I actually could not remember where Detroit was. I thought they were more Eastern, but they are Central. And of course, all the Eastern teams, Boston, New York, New Jersey, Florida, all those teams in the East all start on the 13th and 14th as well. And remember, it's interdivisional play only. So only the teams play in their division, no traveling that much. Still don't know how the playoffs are going to work once the divisions are finalized and the playoffs are in, but don't worry, we'll get that information all put together. Remember that the structure for the league is by points, 2 points for a win, 1 point for a shootout loss or overtime victory. And that's how we're going to rank the teams, mostly by points. And then if there's a tie, it'll go to the team with the better record. And since there's a constant in hockey, the goaltenders will be featured mostly because more than not, for the Kings, of course, you'll see Jonathan Quick in goal. So whatever he does, how his save percentage, how many shutouts, and as far as the rest of the players go, I might do the plus minus thing, or I might do how many points they score. But if it starts to get too crazy, like I did with basketball, I'm just going to throw that out completely. So next week, NHL Week One, finally hockey will be back. And of course, I'll be focusing mostly on the Ducks because I'm a Ducks fan. Jeff will, of course, chime in and let us know how the Kings are doing, plus anybody else who wants to come in and say how well their team is doing is more than welcome to do so by super chat, by comment, or by otherwise, or coming into the green room if you wish. And if we want to, and if the playoff race heats up or crazy sports stories come up, then that'll happen too. And the format is going to be this. I'm going to keep the format like I'm doing with basketball on the Facebook group page. The results of every game will be put up in a post at night. That's what's happening with basketball. And then I'll go into the game itself. I'll quickly look over the stats. If something pops up that catches my eye, that'll go. Why am I being muted?
Oh, sorry, wrong person. Sorry.
Enjoy your dinner. What's for dinner tonight? What do you got there? I had pasta, mac and cheese. No. Okay. Well, either way, enjoy your dinner.
Well, yeah, it's mac and cheese, but it's chicken cutlet and corn with it.
Sounds tasty. So the news will come up, and we'll continue with that until we get through all the hockey news. Then we'll do the basketball news, and then last will be the football news for the next 4 weeks because it's playoff time. So in basketball, now we're talking basketball. What happened in basketball? Week 2 started out with Cleveland losing its undefeated streak. They defeated New York. Don't need to bring up the scores because the scores already were up. So keep an eye on the scores there. These are just headlines and quick things and whatever rant comes up because I know you guys want to get to football. I do. But if something pops up, that happens. On day 1 of week 2, the Pistons were on a 4-game losing streak, but they haven't lost super horribly. They're not getting blown out. They're just losing by less than no more than 10 points. So they just got to get their things together moving on to the season. If they're getting blown out every game, that's a problem. Don't count out the Pistons yet. It's not a thing, so don't worry about that. Chicago had a 3-game win streak broken, but they got beat by the Wizards, who also had a horrible 4-game losing streak. But hey, streaks happen in basketball. The big news on day 1 were the Bucks. They were shooting 3-pointers like they were nothing. They scored 29 3-pointers, shattering a team record of 22. And my favorite Greek player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, broke a streak of scoring at least 10 points in a game. He would always score 10 points, but in this game, he didn't. And on that day, they set a league-high score of 144 points. That's insane. Usually, a team would go about in the 120s if they're really trying. 140 is usually reserved for overtime. Not with the Bucks and not with scoring points like that. 3-pointers, one right after the other, after the other, after the other. So that's what happened on day 1. Day 2 had a big injury. Ja Morant, remember him? He used to be one of the top players in the preseason. He's out with a sprained ankle. He's out for 3 to 5 weeks. Yet LeBron James, who's rolled his ankle twice, if not more than 3 times in 2 weeks, he's still playing. So why is one person's ankle stronger than the other? Who knows? It's LeBron James. That's why he's the new Superman. On his 36th birthday, which was on day 2 of week 2, he scored 26 points against the Spurs, and there was a big news item there where head coach Greg Popovich got the axe. He got ejected. Well, his assistant coach named Becky Hammon took over, and this is the first time that a lady has become the head coach of a team. No lady has ever done that. We just now have lady referees, which is an excellent thing. So why not have the ladies coach? I assume the ladies already coach in the WNBA because, ladies, whatever. But hey, good job for you. A mini little Stat Boy shout out goes out to Miss Becky Hammon. Kawhi Leonard of the Clippers, his big news was he accidentally got elbowed in the mouth. He had to wear a mask, and we're not talking face covering masks. We're talking a huge protective mask a la Cody Rhodes in the WWE in the mid 2000s. And he said after the game that he couldn't breathe in that thing. Of course not. He had to get 8 stitches in his mouth and he was actually elbowed by his own teammate, which is a little bit sad and a little bit scary, but it happens. Injuries happen, but he's okay and he's back on the court. On day 3, the Wizards had another. Yes.
I have a hand up for about 2 minutes here. You didn't see me. Okay. All right, guys, I realize we're having a lag. You have to understand something. Mikey is using his tablet. He doesn't have a computer to do this like I do. You guys have to be patient. We're trying to get new equipment. We're working on it. That's why that ticker is running. That money from those super chats goes into the network, be it to get Mikey new equipment, to get me a better backdrop, something. Okay. We realize there's lag issues. Trust me, Friday was a friggin' nightmare. Okay. We're working on it the best we can. Okay. If you would like to have Mikey use a different piece of equipment, he has to be able to afford one. The way he can afford one is if we start getting money into the channel. It's really that simple.
Okay. Let's face it. I can't wait on the government forever.
Right? Seriously, that entire surplus check is going straight into this channel. That's really just the long and short of it. So.
Yeah, guys, send those super chats. Ask me some basketball questions. Ask me my opinion on somebody. That's what the super chats are there for. I need a little bit of help, and the money's it's not being put in my pocket. I promise you that. Anyway, on day 4, Detroit did break their 4-game losing streak. They beat the Celtics, which is an accomplishment. Boston used to be a great team, and to have them get knocked off in a game by Detroit, well done to them. The Wizards had broke their 5-game losing streak. They finally got a win on their game. And again, Lakers came up and played again. But here's the thing. I said in a previous show that LeBron, of course, is chasing the all-time scoring record, and he needs about 36 to 38 points a game. He ain't doing that. He's only scoring in the low 20s, in the mid to low to mid 20s. So, LeBron, come on. I mean, we're in a semi-regular season here. Where is the dominant LeBron scoring machine? Okay, you can't use your age. 36 is not old. At least not in the NBA anyway. I would say 36 is the middle. If he makes it to 40 like Tom Brady's been doing, that's when I say cut the line. I mean, do you want to stay in 3rd place and not go after the title? Do you just want to win another title for LA? That's a possibility. Hey, who knows? But I want to see some points because I don't want to be saying over and over again, LeBron did this and LeBron did that and LeBron did this, and he's only scoring 25 points a game. They're winning. That's a good thing. I mean, of course, they're winning. Winning is a good thing, but don't you want to be a little bit dominant in basketball? I'm just saying. And finally, Oklahoma City broke a 3-game losing streak. They lost to Miami on day 5, and there was a new record. Actually, I mentioned earlier that the Bucks scored 144. There was a game where another team scored 145. I don't know where I had that stat, but that's not relative at this point. So, not much else happened in the week. So now I'll quickly look at the NBA standings on my computer here, and then we'll go into the NBA power rankings. Now, yes, some games are played today. Those games, today's games will not count. Yesterday's games will not count either because the cutoff for the week was yesterday. So let's do a quick look at the standings. And I guess I can do the standings as of today, but the points will be different. Actually, as of today, the Lakers are atop the Western Conference at 6-2. Philadelphia was on top in the East. Yes, Jeff. Yes, what's up?
Michael Gonzalez, it's not a YouTube thing. It's an equipment thing. So if you're going to watch on demand, he's going to be through the replay too. So just so you know.
So Philadelphia and LA, actually, as of today, the top 3 teams are the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Suns in the West. And the East, of course, has Philadelphia at 6-1. Orlando is 5-2, along with Indiana. We'll get into all the other quick stats in the power rankings. Really, again, the standings really will get more important as we move to the playoffs, which won't be for at least another 10, 12, 13 weeks. But as of today, the Lakers are on top. So let's get into the power rankings for basketball before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, which will be football. And of course, there was some other talk that I wanted to do quickly on WWE stuff. I think I want to quickly touch about Legends Night, and then we'll do football. Are the graphics ready for basketball? Good. All right. Now remember, these are asked as of yesterday's standings and averages. Today's stuff and Tuesday's stuff, or actually Monday's stuff. Team number 30, they're at the bottom of the barrel. They're 1-6. Their average is 111 points. It's Detroit. They have the worst record, but I'm planning to turn around. Team number 29, they are 1-5 as of Monday night. 106-point average, Toronto. Team number 28, 2-5 at 107.3 points, the Charlotte Hornets. Team number 27, also at 2-5 with an average of 118.6, Washington. Team number 26, 2-4. The next 5 teams are at 2-4. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've dipped below 100 points. They need to pick up the points. They're only at 99.2. Team 25, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 106.2. Team 24, the team that just lost to the Lakers the other day, the Grizzlies. Team 23, also at 2-4 with an average of 111 points even, San Antonio. Team number 22 at 2, and the final team to be 2-4 at 116 points, Denver. Team number 21, they're the only team to be 2-3, Houston. We have the Houston Rockets. Now, remember, Houston is 1 game behind because their opening game was delayed due to COVID issues and injuries. So hopefully they can make up that game to become even with everybody. Usually around now, everyone's played 6 or 7 games. The Rockets are down 1 game but only in the schedule, not because of the standings. All right. Team number 20, we're in the top 20. They are 3-4. Mark Cuban and the Mavericks at 107.7. Team number 19, 3-4 at 110.6, the Sacramento Kings. Not to be confused with the LA Kings, which we are rocking on our shirts and our banners in our room. Team number 18 at 114.3, Chicago. Apparently there's something with the Chicago logo where if you turn it upside down, you get a hidden picture of some kind. I have not seen that. I don't know what I'm looking at. Jeff, if you can do that, turn the Chicago Bulls logo upside down.
It is.
Because I think the curved line over the Bulls' nose makes a mouth.
I can't do it right now with the equipment I've got, but if somebody can show you, in the room or whatever,
Yeah,
that'd be
I'm trying to spot it. I want to know what kind of a picture it makes. But maybe by the end of the show or something, I don't know. We'll see. I can't. Oh, here it comes. Hold on. Let's see. It looks the same. You still see a bull.
Actually, there's supposed to be like a hidden message in it because I remember seeing some on Facebook.
Well, it's one of those urban legends, I guess. But I can see something in it.
Oh, it's supposed to be like an alien's head.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Oh yeah, the nostrils make the eyes, the frown, and got it. Cool. Thank you, sir. All right, team number 17. Moving on with the power rankings. At 118 points, we have Brooklyn, formerly New Jersey. Team number 16. They are now. We're in the two teams that are even at 3-3. Miami.
Supposed to be a robot reading the book. That's what it said on it.
Got it. And we're halfway through. Team number 15, Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazing, eyebrow raising. WWE talk coming up soon. Team number 14. These are the teams that have have 4 wins or more. Team number 14, New York. Team number 13, LeBron's former team, the Cavaliers. Never knew what a Cavalier was until I actually looked at the logo. It's a pretty cool sword, the Cavalier. Number 12, 4-3, 106 points, 106.3, New Orleans. And team number 11, they're on the cusp of the top 10. They just got to tighten up a little bit there, Golden State. We're in the top 10. 4-3 at 118.3. Atlanta Hawks. Team number 9 with 124.6. They're scoring points like crazy. They're shooting 3-pointers everywhere. Milwaukee Bucks. Team number 8. They are 4-2 as of Monday night. 112, Utah Jazz. Team number 7. We're now in the 5-win teams, 5-3. Boston. Team number 6 at 107.9 points, the Phoenix Suns. There they are. Team number 5, it's Los Angeles, but it's not the Lakers, it's the Clippers. Team number 4, another team of good old Shaq, the Orlando Magic. Team number 3, the final top 3 teams now are Indiana. team number 2, world champion Lakers. And as of week 2, the number 1 team for the new week is Philadelphia. They were 6-1. That still would not, if I counted the new stuff for the Lakers, they would be at 6-2. Don't know what Philadelphia's current status is in the past 2 days, but it's not quite a thing where it's not a daily thing where the NBA it changes a lot, and that's just going to be havoc on that. So that's all the basketball news that we have. Yes, Jeff.
Mikey, for what it's worth, when I did my show on Monday, by myself and didn't have anybody come in at all, I had no lag issues whatsoever. And compared to Friday, that was a glorious thing. So I'm wondering if I remove myself completely from the stream, if it'll stop being a shit. So I'm gonna try that for a few minutes and see how it goes.
Okay, boss, not a problem. So, before we get into the football news, we're going to do a quick little mini rant here on Monday Night Raw and Legends Night, where Legends were coming in between segments. And let me give another mini shout out to Renegade JJ. I saw your tweets and I was a little surprised, and I was actually quite happy to see that Renegade is back on Twitter. He had the live feed, I guess, so I kind of knew what was happening in the main event with Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee, and of course now Goldberg. And of course, social media was going crazy that Goldberg is back, and Goldberg wants to demand himself a title shot at the Royal Rumble. Of all the legends to bring back, Goldberg really. Why does Goldberg needs to just stop, okay? He needs to just stop coming back, and he came back against Brock, got the title, lost the title. He would have done stuff with Roman, but Roman took off time for COVID. He came back again, took out the Fiend, got the title, lost the title. So now we're gonna do it again with Drew? That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Drew's momentum big time. It's a waste of space. It really is. And I want to share a quick house story here. I have a roommate named Adam here in the Casa 3.0, 2.0, 2.5, whatever you want to call this apartment in OC. And I was watching the pay-per-view, the Inferno match with the Fiend and Randy Orton at the last pay-per-view. So I'm watching it, and he comes in, and he sees, the Fiend on fire, and he freaks out. He's not a wrestling fan. But I will give Adam credit. He does ask questions, which I love. And did I just freeze up? I hope I did not just freeze up. Please that I did not just freeze up. Okay. Why am I freezing up? Am I freezing up? No, good. Okay, I'm not freezing up. Thank goodness. So now he's asking questions, which is a wonderful thing. And of course, he likes to ask, about the business. Why am I? I'm sorry that I'm pausing, but I'm seeing myself freeze, and I don't like that. Okay, I think we're okay. So he's asking questions. He's asking, stop with the freezing. He's asking questions, asking about the business, asking about characters, asking about all that, asking how the Inferno match was done, and we all have our conspiracy theories on that one. Well, the past 2 weeks, he's been asking, is that guy and that story going to continue? I'm like, wow, you're actually interested. Well, of course, Randy took on Jeff Hardy. He touched about it, and since nothing else happened, that was pretty much it. And of course, Randy did the spot with the ear thing of Jeff Hardy. You're not freezing at my end, just a bit of a hiccup. Ignore it and keep going. Okay. Again, if I see myself freeze, I'm going to stop and whatnot with that. So I do, again, like I said, super chats, folks. Please, super chats for more better equipment. So there it is. The ticker's there to alert that we are finally super chat enabled. So please, again, like I say, with super chats and commenting, it helps me. I have something to work with. I have something to bounce off of. And like I say, if a super chat comes in, it gets my attention and renders a mini rant of some kind. So let's get into the final week of the NFL. After I quickly say, Adam, thank you for being he claims I've converted him into a wrestling fan, which I don't want to take full credit for that, but he's interested, he's watching, and we'll see where that goes. And Royal Rumble, of course, is coming up soon, which is one of my favorite pay-per-views and one of my favorite matches. And of course, we all know how much Greg Cherry loves the Royal Rumble because he puts my trivia knowledge to shame. I'll say that much. All right, guys, week 17, the final week of the NFL season before heading into the playoffs. So, well, again, we'll go game by game, and we'll go over the standings, the power rankings, a little bit of the final stats, but well, they're not totally final. They're close because there is still 4 weeks left, but I want to keep it separate between the regular season and then the playoffs and then the Super Bowl coming up on February 7th. So the first game of the week was Atlanta at Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay wins 44-27. Matt Ryan went 29 of 44 for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Tom Brady went 26 of 41 for 399 yards. He almost had a 400 passing yardage game to finish out the season. The Buccaneers, excellent. That's a good idea. Excellent idea. Rumor going around we might reinstate pay-per-view watch-alongs. That's a good idea. I like that idea. The Bucs have won 11 games in a season for the first time since 2005, and Tom Brady also earns another milestone to every other accolade he possibly can have. He's now the first player to throw 40 touchdowns by a player older than 40 years, and he's also the first player to play in 20 seasons with one team, then make the playoffs with another. Sadly, the big news on Week 17, Dallas was supposed to beat New York, but it didn't happen. But in my opinion, Dallas went down fighting. 23-19 was the final score. Andy Dalton went 29 of 47 for 243 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Daniel Jones went 17 of 25 for 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. At that point of the day, the Cowboys were done, and the Giants briefly had the chance to continue on. Jeff, you want to come in here and talk about the Cowboys and all that? Because as I recall on Talk Wrestling, somebody asked, okay, but do you want to verbalize that? I mean, this is your chance to talk about your team. Do a rant if you wish. I will step back.
There's not really much to say.
Okay.
Hey, Mikey. I mean, there's not really much to say. They did to themselves. They were in complete control of their own destiny because the Eagles needed to win, and that didn't happen. And so even if the Cowboys would have won, I should say they weren't in control of their own destiny because the Eagles needed to win also, and they didn't do that. And not only did the Eagles cost the Cowboys, had the Cowboys won, the Eagles cost my dad the pool for the second week that he would have had it in a row. So on behalf of every Dallas Cowboys fan and everybody with the current last name of Meacham or in their name in general that is a fan of every team but the Eagles. I'm not going to say it on the air anymore because I'm trying to be good and get monetized. Go screw yourselves, Eagles. Seriously, you blew it. You stepped on our dick, let alone us stepping on our own dick. So thank you very much. We appreciate that, you jerks. Die, Eagles, die.
And of course, somebody asked you, and then I'll leave you alone on the topic. Does Dallas need a new coach?
Dallas needs to keep everybody healthy for an entire 17-week season. That'd be a good start. The coaching wasn't the issue this year, honestly. They didn't play bad because they were poorly coached. They played off their game because they weren't on their game because the superstars weren't healthy for 17 weeks. You know, we lost Dak early on. We lost a couple of guys, you know, throughout the season coming back and forth with concussions or COVID or whatever. So it was just much like the entire world en masse. The season was a shit show. And we just need to come back and, you know, after camp this coming year and get it together. Simple as that.
There you go. So that's what happened with the Dallas Cowboys. Moving on, the Jets took on the Patriots. They had a small 2-game win streak going in, and it got snapped as the Patriots defeated the Jets. Both teams were already eliminated from the playoffs anyway. Sam Darnold went 23 of 34, 266 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Cam Newton went 21 of 30 for 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And after the game, just before the Monday night game, the news broke that the Jets fans wanted Coach Adam Gase is fired after this deplorable season. The Jets get the number 2 draft pick. Jacksonville gets the number 1 pick. The last time they had a high enough choice was all the way back in 1996 when they drafted Keyshawn Johnson. Another big game was Minnesota and Detroit. Back and forth game that they played for keeps in Week 17. Minnesota had already been eliminated. Detroit was eliminated 3 weeks earlier. Minnesota pulls off the win, 37-35. Kirk Cousins went 28 of 40 for 405 yards. Game-winning performance for Kirk Cousins. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Matt Stafford I didn't think he was going to play because the media makes injuries sound a lot worse than they were. If you remember, in Week 16, I can't remember if he got carted off the field or pretty close. They were saying he had a rib injury. Scoring 3 touchdowns in a game tells me you're fine. So they say he's questionable. They say he's day to day. Just come out and flat say he's going to play or he's not going to play. If you're throwing for 3 touchdowns, you're not injured. You're Superman. So there you go. But Minnesota wins the rivalry 37-35. The dominant Pittsburgh Steelers are back on their losing ways. They did not start Ben Roethlisberger. They brought in Mason Rudolph. Now, that's a normal thing when you're in the playoffs. You rest your starters. You rest your high-powered players. I get that. But let's face it. They were on that high, and they dropped, and they barely got back up to win their division. And because of this matchup, the Browns are in. The Browns went to they clinched their playoff berth by winning 24-22. The first time since 2002, the second longest drought in the Super Bowl era. Mason Rudolph went 22 of 39 for 315 yards, 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield went 17 of 27 for 196 yards, 1 touchdown. Big Ben, I guess, like I said, get him ready for the playoffs, but still you want that momentum, but at the same time, you don't want to risk losing a player. Baltimore beat Cincinnati hands down 38-3. Lamar Jackson went 10 of 18 for 113 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Brandon Allen only went 6 of 21, 48 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in that one. Miami and Buffalo Bills, they were already locked into the playoffs. The Dolphins were trying to get in, didn't happen, and the Bills have scored the most points in the entire season. Finally, a team broke the 50-point barrier. They won 56-26 Tua Tagovailoa, 35 of 58 for 361 yards, 1 touchdown, picked off 3 times. Josh Allen, 18 of 25, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Josh Allen is the Bill with the most passing yards in a season at 4,544. And also the Bills scored more points than the second most overall points in a season at 501. Seattle took on San Francisco, beat them 26-23. Russell Wilson went 20 of 36 for 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And C.J. Beathard went 25 of 37 for 273 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Seattle, of course, already locked in their division title and their playoff spot last week. The Rams took on the Cardinals. And, of course, Jared Goff is out because of thumb surgery, but there's already talk that because of the Rams winning, he could be ready to go by Wild Card Weekend. 2 weeks for a thumb injury. Unless he's ambidextrous, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm assuming it was his right thumb. Can he throw left-handed? Who knows? Do you need? Well, I think you do need your thumb to throw a football. So we'll see what happens. That's a miracle. That's a miracle healing regimen if your thumb is ready to go in 2 weeks. So John Wolford stepped up, went 22 of 38 for 231 yards. Kyler Murray only went 8 of 11 for 87 yards. In fact, Kyler Murray was basically, he got injured in the first quarter, and the majority of the second quarter and the third quarter and halftime, he's walking it off, and then he's just sitting there. He came into the fourth quarter, tried to get the team going, and it just didn't happen. Under coach Sean McVay, the Rams have made the playoffs 3 out of 4 times. Don't know if the Jack in the Box deal happens during the playoffs, but we'll see. Which I still haven't done. I have not done the Jack in the Box deal all season. I've had Jumbo Jacks, but not because of the Rams. Jacksonville Jaguars took on the Colts and lost. That guarantees them the number 1 pick in the draft for next season. 28-14 was the final score. Mike Glennon went 26 of 42 for 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Phillip Rivers went 17 of 27 for 164 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. The Jaguars are the 4th team in NFL history to lose 15 straight games in a season, with the other teams being the 2017 Browns, the 2008 Lions, and the 2001 Panthers. 15 straight games losing. Not good, Granddad. Not good at all. Tennessee and Houston, 41-38 was the final score in that one. Ryan Tannehill went 18 of 27 for 216 yards, 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Deshaun Watson went 28 of 39 for 365, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Titans are now back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time since 2007. Good for them. Tighten up, as they say. My good buddy James, he's a Titans fan there. Las Vegas showed that they can break even in Las Vegas. After beating the Broncos 32-31, they went for the 2-point conversion on their last play of the game to get that win, finish the season at 8-8. So, like I said, that's not a winning season, that's not a losing season. It's 500, it's even, it's a push. But in Vegas, a push is a win in some cases, as the Renegade says. Derek Carr went 24 of 38 for 371 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Drew Lock went 25 of 41 for 339 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. As I said earlier in the season, when a team relocates, they don't do well after their move. But again, they finished in a tie, so they're okay. And the Broncos did not make the playoffs, something they haven't done for the past 5 years. What's going on in the chat room, guys? Are you guys asleep? What's happening? We're talking about football here, and no one's commenting. What's going on? Yes. Jeff, you're coming back in. What's going on?
I'm trying to encourage people to super chat. That's why I'm putting comments up.
Dak with 502 yards in week 4, 472 yards in week 3. Then Mahomes, 462 yards in week 12. Matt Ryan, and Dak Prescott, weeks 1 and 2 consecutively. So that's the top 5. Mahomes again in week 8. Josh Allen gets 415 in weeks 2 and weeks 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Joe Burrow, 406, and Kirk Cousins rounds out the top 10 and in passing performance. What's that tell you?
Imagine the kind of year Dak could have had, and how much a good year the Cowboys could have had if he'd stayed healthy for 17 weeks.
Oh yes, absolutely.
We'd be having a lot different conversation right now going into the postseason.
Absolutely. As far as percentage-wise, Gardner Minshew did the best. The very first week, he went 19 of 20 for 95%. Aaron Rodgers is in there. He took 5th place at 84. The low actually Justin Herbert actually rounds out the top 10. The rookie at 81.8%.
Right.
The rest of these stats can easily be put up on a page or maybe on the Facebook page and whatnot. So who do I want to be the MVP of the regular season? The big thing going back and forth, it was Mahomes and Rodgers back and forth. They did the State Farm commercials and whatnot. Here's the thing. I've been doing the stats all season. Rodgers has been the number one guy the past 3 weeks. Patrick didn't play in week 16. Or in week 17. So because of that, I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say season, not the entire season, just the regular season. I'm going to say give it to Rodgers, and I'll be okay with that. Aaron Rodgers, season MVP. Then we'll go with playoffs, whoever does the best of the playoffs, and then I'll put everything all together and whatnot with that. So let's get into the regular season ending power rankings based on records and point values. And then we'll do our plugs and we'll get out of here for the week. And I'll see you all in 5 days. The bottom team, 32, ranked 32nd at 1-15, scoring 306 points. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Excuse me. Team number 31, they've been on the bottom of the barrel the entire season until they finally had their win, their 2 wins actually, scoring 243 points, 2-14, the New York Jets. Coach Gase is gone. Honestly, I don't think, you guys know how I feel about coaches and getting fired and all that. I don't think it's going to make a difference what coach they bring in, because I am going to say this. They can put this on my tombstone. The coach does not deserve the axe. I believe it falls on the players. I'm not getting into that debate right now. I'm not getting into that rant right now. I know how you guys feel about it, but it's just the way I am. I'm going to be stubborn till I'm blue in the face. Team number 30 at 4-12 and scoring. Oh, okay. I messed up on that one, but that's okay. We have the Falcons on number 30, followed by team number 29.
What do you mean messed up? What happened?
I'm looking at the points, and I think I should have put the Falcons ahead of the Texans because.
Okay, well, they have the same record, so we can just pretend it didn't happen.
Well, I went by points as a tiebreaker, and I just didn't spot it till just now.
I realize. That's what I'm saying. So the Texans are 30th, and Atlanta's 29th. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Falcons scored 396 points. Texans scored 384 points. The next 2 teams, 4-11-1. The Bengals, they scored 311 points.
Friggin'
and
Bengals.
Of course, yep. And the Eagles. Jeff is happy that the Eagles are at the bottom. And I just got a tweet from somebody. Who did I just get a tweet from? Let me. I have a feeling.
While you're reading that tweet, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know who it's from, and if it is, and I think it's Anthony Y, and if so, I need to get his address ASAP because I have to send him his shirt that I haven't sent yet.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing with the Eagles being so low compared to the Cowboys. It's basically just a less smelly turd because we're both out. So really, they're just a horribly colored green, losing my dad money shit turd. So there they are. It's assholes.
Oh no, it's from Emmanuel. Okay, cool. He retweeted and he's also streaming live on his. Well, thank you very much, Emmanuel. That's very nice of you to do that. That's a good one. All
Yes, we
right,
do have one viewer on Twitter, so that's awesome. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Emmanuel.
All right, the next three teams, and again, I messed up. So we're not going with. Nope, it's not. It's actually the Broncos.
Okay.
Team 26 is the Broncos at 5-11 and 323 points. Then it's Carolina at 511.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because I'm looking at the points, 350, right. And then it's Detroit at 377 points. Wow, I can't believe I didn't catch this stuff. I put Detroit lower, and I shouldn't have, and I apologize. So Detroit is ranked 24. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, the next three teams, 23 is the New York Giants at 280 points. And then next would be the 49ers, not the Cowboys, because they're at 376. And then it's the Cowboys at 6-10 and 395. So the Cowboys are ranked 21st.
Yeah, the Cowboys are the least sucky NFC East team that didn't make the playoffs. Yay!
I cannot believe I didn't check this over again before I sent it. Okay, the next three teams are. I know. Statboy is not perfect. Statboy is losing his title faster than the Titanic is sinking. I'll tell you.
Well, to be fair, that took at least an hour.
Yeah, really. 7 and 9 teams. Team number 20, and these three are in the correct order. The New England Patriots at 326 points. The LA Chargers at 384 points. And team number 18 at 430 points, the Minnesota Vikings.
Now, but before you go on to the final three teams that aren't in, you had said at the beginning you didn't have your actual own team. You kind of just borrow off other people's. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what we're looking at here is everybody in the circle that has their own team that they, love the most. We're all sitting here doing jack shit for the next 3 weeks until the Super Bowl because we don't care at this point.
Right. And again, the next two teams are in the wrong order. They're both 8 and 8. Arizona is the next team. They scored 410 points.
Right.
Followed by the Raiders, who scored 434 points. And the last team to not get in at 404 points at 10 and 6, the Dolphins. All right, the final 14 teams are
the Raiders. But the Raiders, at least you played in a really pretty stadium when you got your asses kicked. So good on you guys. Good on you.
There it is.
Anyway.
All right, now we're in the playoff teams, and of course at the bottom of the barrel, the 7 and 9 AFC. Is it AFC or NFC? Did I say? Oh my God!
You said AFC in your post.
Oh my God!
You did. Yes.
Oh my God, man! I seriously need to stop watching CNN all day for. I'm binge watching CNN and I'm not focusing on my stats. Team number 14.
You need to practice what my doctors and what everybody's been telling me to do for the last 14 days. Sleep, Mikey. Don't work while you tired.
I did take a nap today. I know you did. God, yeah, I've been up since 4 o'clock.
Yep.
I turned on CNN at 6:30, and I've been binge watching for the better part of 12 hours, and then all that stuff. Yeah. All right, team number 13, the wild card spot. 8 and 8, Chicago Bears. Team number 12, the second wild card spot, goes to the Rams. The next team, the Cleveland Browns. They ended up scoring 408 points, and they are wild card number 2. Wild card number 3 scored more points than they did. That's why they get the higher rank in the power rankings, but not in the playoffs. That's the Indianapolis Colts. And next up, team number 9 at 468 points, the Ravens. And team number 8, the AFC South champions, the Tennessee Titans. And team number 7, the final wild card spot, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Out of curiosity, are you watching CNN right now?
Oh yeah, Mitch McConnell's talking.
Hang on one second. Hang on a second. Dad, are you watching Mitch McConnell right now? You and Mikey's TVs are synced up.
Our TVs are synced up?
Your TV and Mikey's TV are synced up. I'm hearing it out of my headset and in my headset. Oh, jeez.
Wow, that was pretty cool.
I know.
I didn't think our TVs could sync up.
I didn't think they could either, but they are. I'm hearing Mitch say the exact same thing at the exact same time on his TV and your TV. Anyway, go ahead.
I almost, and I know I don't want to get political, but I almost complimented Mitch McConnell with what he was saying today in the Senate. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I'm not going to go political, but.
Well, the thing is, right now on West Coast time, they're interrupting Jeopardy, which is always a pisser in this house. So.
Oh yeah, his final episode is this week, isn't it?
Yeah, this week is the final week of Trebek's shows, and they're showing Senate Majority dipshit on the TV instead. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh. Team number 6.
Yes.
The AFC North champion Steelers.
There you go, baby.
Team number 5, the Seahawks. NFC West. Team number 4, the NFC South champion, the Saints.
Yes.
Team number 3, the Buffalo Bills at 13-3. Team number 2, the Green Bay Packers. And the final team, champions of the North. And finally, the AFC West champions, the number 1 seed at 14-2, the Kansas City Chiefs. And that is how the power rankings will end. So when we do the I don't know if we'll need to do rankings again after wild card weekend.
Right.
I mean, if we do, it'll be the other 16 or 18 teams. They ain't going anywhere unless they do something with the draft. And
yeah, I would say just if we're gonna rank anybody, let's rank people that are still active at this point, because ranking the bottom 18 teams is kind of like, you still suck. So yeah.
Exactly. Now, don't forget for the Super Bowl this year, we are doing football squares. Remember the rules in that. We have 100 squares available, $5 a square. We will open the window for buying squares at the end of the championship weekend. There's my Twitter conference championship. Yes. The money will be put in a PayPal account, which will be mine, and I will not touch it. I will leave it alone. It will sit there until the end of the Super Bowl. You can message me or send me a tweet, and if I follow you, a direct message, and that's where you will purchase your squares. And then when all the squares are purchased, I will send out a copy of it, a picture of it, to your Twitter, email, Facebook, and like I say, get the word out. I really want this to happen. I'm still thinking if I want to do a trial run, maybe one of the conference games, but I'm not gonna. I still have about a week to figure that one out if I want to do that. And remember, it'll be the winning square gets the majority of the pot. The pot is going to be a maximum of $500, chopped into 4 ways, $125 a quarter, with the majority going to the square winner, and the adjacent squares, north, south, east, and west, no diagonals, because that's just going to chop up everything else. The square touching the one on north, south, east, west gets a smaller portion of that, so there will be more winners. Again, remember, it's only a maximum of we said 5 squares per player.
Right.
20 players max, unless people buy less.
Hmm.
I really want this to happen, so please, if you want to get into a season-ending football pool, of course, Mr. Frank is definitely allowed in because I know he likes the football stuff.
Yeah. Yes, but
Yeah.
he has his own pool for work, as I told you.
So yes, so that's how that's going to work, and then all updates will come up on the Facebook group. So as people buy squares, along with the
Right.
basketball scores and along with the hockey scores, I can update who is buying what squares. I can actually take a picture of it, put it out there, so you guys can.
Right.
And the squares will be numbered 1 to 100, so you can say, "Hey, I want square number 50. I want square number 65." Blah 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 blah. Okay, good. Let's get our plugs in before we do our we do our first Stat Boy shout out of the season. Let's bring up some plugs and what's happening on the channel.
All right. Well, first of all, let me go back up where I was here because I was in the middle of trying to do something else here. Okay. If you missed
You do the
Big
plugs.
Baller G show yesterday, do what?
I need a quick bite. I'm starving.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you while you do that then. That's okay. I muted myself when I did it, so it's fine. So Big Baller G had a show debut yesterday. We're very happy for him. Network, and he's doing his own thing. Hopefully, we'll be more involved next week, and as we go on through the show. Very happy for Jeff that he is doing his own thing. Very excited for him that he's doing his own thing, and you can follow him on Twitter to get access to the show and everything like that over at NoDQ_Big Baller G. That's where you can find our resident Big Baller, our guy who is just so helpful with everything we do. And I don't know why this thing's down on the load. It really needs to load right now. So bear with me, guys. Anyway, you can find the Cleaver, Colin Andrew, over at NoDQ_Colin, and on YouTube. Cleaver, Colin Andrew, one word. That's where you'll find Colin. And I doesn't show he's moving. I don't know what's happening. Things really irritating me. Okay. Looks like it's on now, so we'll leave it there for a minute while I do this. Stand by, guys. We're gonna go ahead and do. All right. Let's see. I need to scroll up. There we go. You can follow Mikey's roommate Dory. I don't know. Chiming in after this week because Minnesota. I don't know where she stands in the world of basketball or in the world of hockey, but some follow. Love her pieces at Dory Lou on Instagram. That you see her information there. Friday on Nhl Week Network, we're going to be having our first episode of Dad's Always Wrestling of 2021. We're going to be reviewing our top 10 favorite Tom Hanks movies of all time, and there's plenty of material on that front for sure. It's arguably the greatest actor of our generation. I don't see that very likely, of course. And of course, you can find all of our merchandise over at teespring.com/stores/FUTube Network. One word, no more hyphens. Ray has showed you earlier. You can follow Mikey on Twitter at LBStatConnecting77. So there is all of that.
The answer to your question, when it comes to basketball, Dory's, yes, she is Minnesota, but I don't think she follows basketball very much, if I remember correctly. When it comes to hockey, of course, Aaron is a Red Wings fan. He's diehard Red Wings all the way. A thing that you and Dory share. You both root for the Kings, and you both like to torture me when the Kings win and the Ducks lose. And of course, Aaron will probably torture the hell out of me every day of hockey season because if the Red Wings and the Ducks make it to the playoffs, that's the only time that they will battle each other because of the divisional thing there. So Aaron has said you're not following the Pistons.
I'm more of a Lakers fan than a Pistons fan.
He's more of a Lakers fan than a Pistons fan. So I mean, I think it's been stated a couple times on the channel that basketball is not, the number one thing. Everyone likes football. Everyone likes hockey. So, and actually, what I have been cutting back on watching basketball unless I have not much to do and whatnot. So there's your answer to that. All right, friends, it's time for the first Stat Boy shout out of 2021. And ironically, today is a very special day in my circle of family and friends. 12 years ago today, I met a person in my life whom I love greatly. I love her dearly, and she's growing up so damn fast. Oh my God. It's like every time I talk to her, it's like, kid, will you please stop growing? What happened to this cute little girl that I would take care of? I would play with her. There's Natalie, my favorite niece in the whole wide world, and me with my hideous porn stash while rocking an Eddie Guerrero shirt at the Long Beach Aquarium of the Pacific. I believe she was about 2 or 3 years old in that picture, and of course we fed the lorikeets together. I think that's my, and of course there's Natalie and Dylan together. Those two, when they get together, oh boy. If you remember Super Friends, the Wonder Twins night,
Wonder
oh boy,
Twins
when those
unite. Good Lord have mercy.
Wonder Twins night with those two. So today is Natalie's 12th birthday. There's a picture of Natalie and Uncle Jeff in their Kings gear and all that. There she is, rocking her jersey there. She's a Drew Doughty fan. She loves Drew number 8. And of course, she has also joined the ranks of torturing Uncle Mikey when, oh, look at that. That's wonderful. Look at that. That's beautiful. Well done, Uncle Jeff. Good job. That should be my new profile pic. Well done. So Natalie, you're 12 years old. You know I love you. You're my favorite niece in the whole wide world. I say that every time I talk to you. And again, as I said in your birthday card, stop growing up so fast. Oh my God, look at this kid. She's amazing. I'm very happy for her. She's getting into anime now, which again, I have literally nothing. I don't know much about anime. So when I got her Christmas / Hanukkah / birthday presents, she's putting up all these anime stuff, and me being old, I'm like, what? What is all this stuff? I don't know what anime is. I mean, we used to. She did the typical Disney princess thing, and apparently that wore off. And so now it's anime and makeup and Roblox, whatever that is. I don't know. Yeah, she just got her. I think she got her first cell phone this last year, and that was like, oh my God, this kid is growing. I'm ranting on my niece. I just figured that. Wow, I am ranting on my niece. This is amazing. Um, uh, if I don't stop, I'm going to start crying on camera. And boy, oh boy, if you want to see Stat Boy rant about his niece and break out into tears, so I can't say much more. Like I said, I love you very much. You're a very special person. And next year, I think, as her mom said, I think next year is her bat mitzvah. So we're looking forward for that when she turns 13. And of course, I did the uncle thing, and you did too. I spoiled her rotten, which I'm greatly proud of. Because let's face it, that's what uncles do. We spoil.
I saw their Christmas gift here.
Did I spoil Dylan at all? Do you think I did?
No, quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I love Dylan too very much. You know this too, and you know the stories.
you did more when you were with his mother, but I don't. I never felt you loved him any less. If that makes any sense, and we're gonna have to go really. We didn't need
Yeah,
to keep going.
we're going family. So there it is. Stat Boy shout out to Natalie, 12 years old, my favorite niece in the whole wide world. We definitely have to send that to her and show her this clip, and she'll just turn bright red, and she'll like, oh, Uncle Mikey and whatnot. So there you
She'll
go.
be embarrassed enough that I put a current picture up of her. She's probably gonna be mad at me.
I think her mom would be.
No, I already cleared that.
Oh, you did? Oh, good.
Of course I did.
All right,
I'm not
then.
stupid.
Never said you were. With
I was
that,
born
my
at night,
friend,
not last time, Mikey.
I gotcha. With that, my friends, the first episode of Stat Boys Sports Bar is done. 2021 edition. Thank you all for watching. Again, follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Send me a tweet. Send me a message on the Statboy Rants Facebook page. Anthony Y, if you are watching, please get your address out to either myself or Jeff as quickly as possible. I am aware if something happened on Twitter. I'm not too sure on the whole changing accounts and anything. So please do that, and I will get your shirt out to you as quick as possible. I just need an address so send it to Jeff, and he can forward it to me, or I'll break down and re-add you and all that good stuff. I do have the order ready to go. Next week, NHL Week One. News on the NBA. Thank you, Dory. I thought you were a Kings fan. I said you were a Kings fan. Wow. She's saying go wild. You're supposed to say go Kings go.
Go anybody that fucks with Mikey.
I'm okay with
Great. The
Ducks fan.
The battle lines have been drawn. I'll see you in center ice.
I see the light in the sand.
I said maybe the sun boy.
Oh,
We
well,
should
here
go
we
out.
go.
Hey, I do like the Black Parade. It's a good song. Okay.
Now I'm gonna start crying. Let's sign this bitch off already. Let's go.
Oh, Jeff gonna cry when he hears the Black Parade.
Yeah. Hey. I'm sorry. When you can prove to me that you became a Ducks fan before 2007, you can talk about fandom and crying over a
I
Stanley
was
Cup.
a Ducks fan when 1993. When the Ducks first came out, I flocked to them. Then when Disney took over, I flocked to them even more. When I worked for the Mouse, I had no choice but to. No, wait, I didn't go to. I didn't
Disney
work for the
took
Mouse.
over. Disney founded them, so they
Well,
couldn't have
that's why
taken
I
over.
like
They
it.
already.
Well, it was still a stupid move for them to get rid of the Ducks after winning the Stanley Cup. Big mistake.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that, actually. No. They did. Okay. The Angels won the World Series. Eisner stood out there on home plate and announced the sale right then and there. The Ducks were sold to whoever the hell they are now before the Stanley Cup happened.
Well, it's still a stupid move. Anyway.
He doesn't know about his own team. Anyway.
Cowboy teams, yes, I'm a Kings fan, but when it comes down to it, I'm a Minnesota Wild fan.
There it is. She made it official.
Okay.
All right. See you all next week. Thank you for watching. As always, follow me on Twitter, LBStatKid1977. Statboy out.